Ahoy, mateys! Some of you may have seen the Jenny Nicholson video about Evermore Park, the theme park that wasn't. Well, for some people, Evermore wasn't a theme park, but for me, it was a very real place where I made real memories and real friends. I was only 12 when I got to go, and because of that, it was a really defining moment in my childhood. It helped create parts of my personality I didn't even know existed. I became more self-confident. I made friends with people who didn't care about what people thought about them. So I learned to be the same way. And because my mom started the Evermore fan site, I was able to practice my camera skills, both in editing videos and shooting videos. When I think about Evermore, I don't just think about the town or the stories. I love to think about the friends that I have made and have still kept. I'm not just talking about the actors or characters. I made a lot of good friends with the World Walkers. Pit Plum, my pirate captain, who, by the way, if you're watching this, my cloak finally fits properly. No one steps on it now. Anyway, but I like to think about a lot of my friends. And like I said, I'm friends with a lot of the World Walkers, Pit, Robin, Kayla, a lot of the other friends that I don't have time to mention, but I love having all of the wonderful friends in this community. And I thank each one of you for helping me set new goals in my life. And thank you, Evermore, for being what you were and for giving everyone that magical experience.
If we die, we do so with glory.
As a mom, I will always be grateful for what Evermore offered my kids. And it's not just Jack either. All of our kids gained confidence, creativity, and countless memories from the park. Every single one of us was impacted in different ways. The first time I went to Evermore, I was too scared to talk to any of the characters. I wasn't really comfortable with the idea of play, so I pushed my children to engage, and I kind of just lived vicariously through them for a while. By the time COVID closed the park, I was talking to the characters and taking pictures and running an entire fan site based around the park. In just a few months, Evermore had unlocked part of my personality and released me from the prison of anxiety in a way that years of therapy could not achieve. It also provided some incredible escapism from the real world. When we started going to the park every day, it was because I was in the middle of a major lawsuit that threatened to destroy my business. I hadn't done anything wrong, but it appeared that one of my contractors might have, and the consequences were potentially catastrophic. I was so stressed out that I couldn't figure out how to handle anything in my daily life. So I escaped, literally, through the gates of Evermore. It was such an immersive experience that it helped drown out the stress and the worry of the real world. I had friends there, and honestly, who has time to stress about a lawsuit when you're trying to solve a murder, or prevent the faking from coming back, or figure out who hung that blasted dragon head in the tavern, or stop Zodi from being killed off for like the 17,000th time. A few months after the lawsuit, our family went through another significant emotional trauma. Our friends at the park, both guests that we had bonded with and characters as well, were critical in helping us through it. At the time, there was a character in the park named Zodi who was teaching meditation and other skills. During a private conversation one day, he encouraged me to have my family sit around in a circle and say what we loved about each other. We'd put the youngest in the middle, have everyone circle around and say what they loved about him, and then we'd rotate the next kid into the middle and repeat on and on until we had covered every member of our family. We still do that, and to this day, we still call it our Zodi homework.
Hello friends, I'm Michaela, but you may know me better as Millabelle. Evermore for me was a second home. We went there whenever it was open. One day I managed to get lost in the park. I was only 9 and had spent so much time hanging out and talking to my good friend, the Knight Sir Kaliri, I hadn't realized the night had passed. Before I knew it, the gates were closing and we were headed to the front to sing sea shanties with the pirates. I was less scared than I thought I would be, though. Sir Kaliri is one of my favorite characters to hang out with, and my mom was even friends with the actor who played her.
Not for many, many years, because that's when he's
Besides, she had a sword. One time, right after we moved, I went to a dance. I didn't have any friends and didn't know anybody there. My brother told me to just go and ask someone, but I was still scared. But then I thought of Sir Kaliri and thought, if a knight can fight off dark bloods, why can't I ask a boy to dance? People say girls can't ask, but people also used to say girls can't be knights. So why not? In the end, it was my good friends there that gave me the courage to do it, and they didn't even know it. Evermore was a place I could be me. It's the place I became me. That's where I learned to be courageous and not care what people think of you, even if you are a little different. One night after Evermore closed, an actor came up to my mom and said, "Some people come and go, but some return so often they become part of the family." The friends and memories I made there did not close with the gates, and they are and always will be a part of me. When you walked into the gates, you were greeted by the acting troupe. They sang and put on shows that I was a part of multiple times. I had a lot of fun acting with them and questing with my good friends at Evermore. Thank you, everybody who made these wonderful times possible.
Hello, friends. To me, Evermore was a place where I could go to meet up with my friends. And unfortunately, I only realized how cool it was LARPing once we started getting ready to move. And then we left, and now I live here, and I have LARPs in my backyard. Anyway, at Evermore, it was really fun for me because I had anxiety when I lived there, when I lived in Utah, but I started talking to people, and Evermore helped me to put myself out there and start talking in a way that could get me friends. So I met 3 people there who I really liked and became my first friends.
Thank you, friends.